If you truly believe that Chicago is the safest city, would you and your wife Stacy be willing to cut your security detail?
Our local police department will not ever cooperate with ICE.
People are asking, how could you, after not one, not two, not three, but 4 mass shootings, go to NASCAR, put on the NASCAR costume, and grin for the cameras?
All right. We saw the thumbnail. We saw the title. We know what we're going to talk about. We got to go back to Chicago. Brandon Johnson is just hopping and popping. He keeps doing so many wonderful things to prove to us why he deserves a sub 10% approval rating. And this is yet another. Now, what I don't want you to hear, don't hear what I didn't say. I am not saying that you should not do great things for the people of the city that behave, the people of the city that are doing the right things, the people of the city that need good entertainment. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, however, is parading Brandon Johnson around as if he is the mayor with a 94% approval rating rather than a 6% approval rating is nasty work. Nasty work. I don't fully understand NASCAR racing in Chicago. I don't fully understand NASCAR. Let me just tell the truth. But it seemed like something pretty dope. It does seem like I was watching. I was like, it's not my deal. It's not my cup of tea, but it looked like a lot of the people that were there looked like they were enjoying it. I do think those kind of things should be done for the city. The city does need to elevate and promote and encourage the people that make good decisions to do the right things. Mayor Johnson being the face of Chicago NASCAR, I understand he's the mayor, but let's just tell the truth, shame the devil. Is that the man that you really want to be the face of Chicago to NASCAR and NASCAR Chicago being tied to him? Because I mean, let's just be honest. Even while this race was going on, they're still investigating multiple mass shootings and such of that nature. So it did seem like a little bit of nose blindness. It did seem a little bit of obtuseness there. So let's just check this clip out. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Are you a NASCAR person? Do you like NASCAR? Like you like this video? So make sure you hit that like button. Let's go.
Brandon Johnson says he's open to bringing NASCAR back to Chicago, but next time possibly on a different date. At a press conference today, the mayor weighed in on the street race and violence during the long holiday weekend. The race went off without a hitch. For the first time in 3 years, the rain came after the NASCAR race ended.
I don't know how those guys and the women drive those cars in those kind of suits. Like if I had to wear that outfit every single day in work, that would be very difficult.
He may not have to wear the suit, but Mayor Brandon Johnson must decide if bringing the street race back to Chicago is worth it.
The larger question is around how do neighborhoods across the city benefit from anything that we bring to the city of Chicago? It's a heavier burden for our law enforcement because of so much activity that happens in Chicago.
Activity that includes crime. Despite a long holiday weekend that began with the River North mass shooting, the mayor says July 4th crime numbers were down compared to years past.
The decline of violence is the result of the full force of government working with all entities of government at every single level of government and making critical investments, particularly in communities that have been starved for decades.
And the mayor says he's concerned about how those communities will be affected by President Trump's big policy bill. The mayor said today his budget and finance team is doing a complete analysis on the specific impact.
This bill literally takes from the poor to give to the rich. Our state could lose almost $50 billion over the next decade in Medicaid cuts alone.
Mayor Johnson, real Chicagoans tell me that they're disturbed that you would spin multiple mass shootings over the 4th of July weekend as some kind of victory for your policies. River North, second brutal mass shooting, made the St. Valentine's Day Massacre look like child's play. Obviously, people are asking, how could you, after not one, not two, not three, but 4 mass shootings, go to NASCAR, put on the NASCAR costume, and grin for the cameras?
We work hard every single day to ensure that people are safe in this city. Any shooting, any homicide is one too many. And as we continue to work collectively with our shared responsibility to ensure maximum safety for all of Chicagoans, our work is never finished.
If you truly believe that Chicago is the safest city, and unlike people around the country who are saying that Chicago is the mass shooting capital of the country now,
Just to follow up.
would you and your wife Stacy be willing to cut your security detail from 150 sworn police officers and put those police officers back on the street where they can protect real Chicagoans?
So we're very proud of the work that we're doing collectively to ensure that our police officers have the resources that they need. As I've said repeatedly, it's policing and affordable housing, it's policing and youth employment, it's policing and mental and behavioral health care services. It's going to take all of us, the business community, the philanthropic community. We're working collectively with Cook County government, the state of Illinois, the state's attorney as well. The volume of cases that we are pushing towards the state's attorney so that we can continue to close out these cases as we really drill down with our detectives division as they solve crime, as they get the evidence over to the state's attorney, gives her the ability to make the prosecution so that we can continue to deter crime in the city of Chicago. That's a holistic approach that we're taking. Thank you.
What happened in Chicago again? 4 unalived and 14 wounded. You know what Mayor Johnson has to say? It's the gun's fault. We need to do better. How many people out there in Chicago are tired of hearing Brandon Johnson say the same thing every time something like this happens? Is blame the weapon used, blame the president and Republicans, not take any accountability for running his city like complete dog shit. How Brandon Johnson can sit there and just act like this is just a normal day and he's still working on it when the solutions are right there in front of him, but he just wants to play the blame game. Ask for more money. Blame Trump and his supporters, even though Trump and his supporters have nothing to do with his city or his government in the city of Chicago.
Our local police department will not ever cooperate with ICE. Whatever their constitutional authority is, that is obviously relegated to the Trump administration. All of our sister agencies, city departments, have been thoroughly briefed by a corporate counsel, and I'll pass it over to her in a second, about what they can and cannot do.
Our local police department will not ever cooperate with ICE. How do you respond?
The facts remain that 70% of the arrests of illegal immigrants in this country either have prior criminal convictions or pending criminal charges. We are going after the worst of the worst. So these spineless leaders are protecting those criminal illegal aliens that we are going after. That includes terrorists, MS-13 gang members, Tren de Aragua, child rapists, murders. Keep in mind, Dana and Bill, we have arrested almost 600 known or suspected terrorists within the United States. 2,700 members of Tren de Aragua, a vicious gang that kills, rapes, and maims Americans for sport. That is who these politicians are protecting. And unfortunately, because they won't let us in these jails to lodge detainers and eventually deport these depraved individuals, we're going to have to go out in the streets and really flood the zone to get these criminals off of our streets. And it makes it a lot less safe for these communities.
I mean, is she lying? Is she lying though? I don't think so. But I want to know, what do you think about Brandon Johnson and other mayors refusing to support ICE? And I kind of threw in the whole thing with NASCAR just to show just how colorblind he is. And I think that the reporter was perfect and spot on. Like, Brandon Johnson has 150 to 200 sworn police officers on security detail. I mean, that's far more than Tiffany Henyard ever could have imagined. And if he thinks that Chicago's so safe, would he be willing to give those up? Is the question that was asked. And I'd love to know that. But I want to know what you think about it. I wonder what is it going to take for these mayors that are so anti-ICE, that are so against working with the president and working with federal government to kind of get rid of these people, the bad actors, out of the country. What do you think is going to take for them to actually come up, to wake up and say, whoa, I need to participate? What do you think? Down in the comments, let me know. Feel free to give me that great comment. I want to hear what you're thinking. I want to jump down there with you as well very soon. If you don't mind, also make sure you hit that like button. And thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. You're helping us hit our goal. I'm looking forward to celebrating with you all 50,000 subscribers. That milestone's right coming up real soon. Thank you so much. And until next time, grace and peace.